Going into 2024, there's a lot of questions around the quarterback position in the Tennessee Titans, especially the front office. And really, what did you have with Will Levis? I mean, again, going to 2023, you had him sit behind Brian Tannehill in 2023 with Mike Vrabel as your head coach. So you fire Vrabel, he gets his ass fired in the 2023 season, and um, at the end of that, then and then after that you hire Brian Callahan, who came from the Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator. He worked with a young quarterback in Joe Burrow for a couple of seasons in Cincinnati, and then you hire Rand Carthune. Rand Carcoon, he gets hired as the new GM. So again, you had a lot of things going on in 2023 that was, well, going into 2024, obviously Brian Cancun came in 2023, but again, they hired Brian Callahan in 2024 after Vrabel was fired. And then you look at what they did in this offseason. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. Which again, you look at again, the weapons around, you're looking at again, taking a weapon away from Will Levis instantly, which was a big thing. But then you bring in Tony Pollard from the Cowboys, which I think was a good addition. It was a good addition. You had J.T. Latham, offensive line. Uh, yeah, Tyrone Spear, uh, Calvin Ridley. So again, you still had some like decent and ish players on this roster, but once again, it was a fucking dumpster fire every year, and um, Rand Cancun was fired as GM, rightfully so. You start the season 4-1. You start with a 4-1 season, so it's not really the best of starts. You went to season 3-14. You do have the first overall pick, thanks to the Patriots. Last game of the season, if Jared Mayo was going to get fired, he's like, I'm going to go out on a high and fucking win a game. So the Patriots going into week 18 had the number one overall pick for this year's draft. And then obviously they beat the Bills because again the Bills really didn't really play any of their starters in that game anyway. They just played a lot of reserve, their backup team basically, because they was in the playoffs anyway and won their AFC East. So yeah, and the Patriots win their game, which also means the Titans get the first overall pick, and they absolutely need to get themselves a quarterback. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But you looking at passing yards, there was 26 out of 32 with passing yards. For passing yards, there was 26 out of 32. Rushing yards, there was 19th out of 32. Points against them, 20 the points against them 30. There was 30th out of 32 points. Um, Points for, there was 27th out of 32. Um, You had Will Levis put up 2,091 passing yards. You had Tony Pollard who had over 1,000 rushing year, and then you had Calvin Ridley who had over 1,017. They have about 49 million in cap space. So again, you're looking at this team and you're like, they have a lot of really to work around and a lot of additions that they can get through the draft or through the off season. So again, they have 49 million cash, which is great. So again, Calhoun was fired, and the new GM is Mike Bongzo or whatever. He came from the Chiefs. He was part of the Chiefs a number of years ago. So Mike Bongzi, comes in as a new GM, part of the Chiefs setup in the front office a number of years ago. So you're hoping he's worked around Mahomes and Andy Reid the last couple of years. You're thinking, great, this is the guy that's going to find us a quarterback in round one, even a Cedarius Sanders, or if that's a Cam Ward. He'll find us. He'll find us a guy that's going to hopefully get this team, and you can get a quarterback that it's going to be the guy. You're hoping it's the guy because you don't want to be here in 2 years again where you're like, remember when we had Will Levis? We got to go again back in the draft because the Will Levis draft pick didn't work out. We're back again 2 years later. You don't go every 2 years hoping for a quarterback. So again, you've got to absolutely find yourself a quarterback in this draft. Either Cam Ward or Shadarius Sanders. Then you need to think about protecting the quarterback. You need an offensive tackle. Absolutely need to protect the new quarterback when he comes in. You need to work on the offensive line, that defensive line as well, because again, they was butt last in defense as well. They was like third last in the NFL for defenses, and then their offense was 27th in the league. Even with Tony Pollard was in this team, you still was really bottom of the barrel with this team, especially with passing. Well, you definitely need a quarterback. 26 out of 32 for passing. Not even 3,000 yards for Will Levis. He's not the guy. It's just proven that the coffee and mayonnaise doesn't work. It never did work, so that has to be addressed. But yeah, they need an offensive tackle, an edge, a cornerback, wide receiver, defensive line, and they need a tight end. They absolutely do need a tight end. But again, you look at them. They have a first round pick. They have second round pick, a third round pick, fourth round pick. They have 2 5th round picks, a 6th round pick, and 2 7th round picks. Now again, you're looking at wide receiver. You're probably looking at, okay, I have 49 million. I may not be happy with what I see in the wide receiver draft class. I'm like, okay, if you're not happy with the wide receiver draft class, we'll go for a T. Higgins. He's on the market. He wants out of Cincinnati. There you go. Now again, you could go for maybe a Cooper Kupp if you wanted to. That's going really bold. Especially if you're going to have to give up like a first, you're probably going to have to give up a couple of picks for that, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you're going to go for that, okay, whatever. An edge, again, you probably would find an edge in this draft. Again, maybe you go for somebody like, you would, like a cornerback, you could go for like a Travis Hunter, or an edge, Abdul Carter, so somebody like that. Again, you could find maybe somebody, maybe like a Khalil Mack. Like again, Khalil Mack would be good as an edge. Like again, he's a free agent. He's going to be free agent from the Chargers. He has experience in that position. He's played for, he's been in the league for forever. So Khalil Mack would be a good fit just for now. Yeah, you could have him for a year or two, and then you could just move him on after a year or two. But yeah, Khalil Mack in that edge rush position would be good. And then, if you still have enough cap space, maybe you go for a T. Higgins, like I said, but they have to get the quarterback position right, and until that happens, you're going to still have this merry-go-round of them just being meteoric Titans football, baby, and that's going to be it. And again, they're in this weak division, really. You look at, really, it's only the Texans that are winning the division every year. The Jags maybe, like when they're a team and they're assembled. But yeah, the Jags and the Texans really. But again, the Titans are just one of those teams that they're just there, and just that's it really. But yeah.